Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Phenix. Today we are diving into one of my favorite things, how I get amazing leg pump. I'm going to take you through all the exercises and techniques I use to really fire up those legs and feel that burn. From squats to hip thrusts and everything in between, I've got you covered with all the details to help you maximize your leg day. So if you're ready to get your legs feeling stronger and more toned, let's jump right into it. Today I started off with my weighted jump rope. It's seriously my favorite way to warm up, but funny story, I actually broke it. Don't worry though, I fixed it right away and I got back to jumping. Then it was time for squats. I started setting up, but as I was stretching and getting ready with just the bar, I realized that the bar was set way too freaking high. So I had to reset everything again, but once I was all set, I practiced my squats with the bar. After a few warm-ups, I started adding weight and did 3 sets of 10. I really like to take my time with squats to make sure I'm hitting all the right muscles, feeling every rep, especially as I add more weight. So let's talk squats. One of the best moves for building strength and getting that killer leg pump. When I squat, I focus on keeping my feet about shoulder width apart, making sure my toes are slightly pointed out. As I lower myself, I push my hips back and keep my chest up, almost like I'm sitting into a chair. It's super important to dive through your heels, not your toes, to really engage your quads, glutes, and hamstrings. I also make sure to keep my knees tracking over my toes to avoid any strain. When I reach the bottom, I pause for a second to feel that stretch and then explode back up, really squeezing my glutes at the top. I love squats because they hit so many muscles at once and give you that deep muscle building burn. As I add weight, I slow it down to maintain that form and make sure I'm feeling every rep, getting the most out of each set. Trust me, your legs will thank you for it. Next up was something a little fun, side steps with a curl using the fixed barbell. I took 2 steps to the left, curled the barbell, then 2 steps to the right and curled again. I did 3 sets of 10 on each side, and let me tell you, this really hits the arms and legs in a unique way. After that, I headed back to the squat rack to do good mornings, but with a twist. I added a 2-second pause squat at the end of each good morning. I went super deep into each squat and did it nice and slow to make sure I had a solid muscle-mind connection. I did 3 sets of 12 for these and I really felt the burn. This exercise is an amazing way to work your hamstrings, glutes, and lower back while still hitting your quads with that squat. So here's how to do it. I start with a barbell on my back, just like a normal squat, and I set my feet about hip width apart. First, I hinge at the hips, lowering my torso toward the floor while keeping my back flat. This part of the move, the good morning, really stretches and engages the hamstrings. I lower down until I feel a nice pull in my hamstrings, but I'm still in control of the movement. Then, once I've reached that point, I reverse the motion by bringing my torso back up. Right after, I drop into a deep squat, making sure I go nice and slow to focus on that muscle-mind connection. At the bottom of the squat, I hold for 2 seconds. This really intensifies the stretch in my glutes and quads. As I push back up, I'm driving through my heels, feeling the burn in all the right places. Then came the hamstring curls, which are always a challenge for me, but so worth it. I added weight as I went and completed 4 sets of 10. They were tough, but I pushed through. So I start by adjusting the machine so the pad rests just above my ankles, making sure I'm in a comfortable, stable position with my hips pressed down on the bench. From here, I keep my core tight and begin curling my legs up toward my glutes, focusing on squeezing my hamstrings throughout the entire motion. I really take my time with these, going slow on the way up to feel the contraction and even slower on the way down. One thing that's key with hamstring curls is controlling the movement. It's easy to just swing the weight up and down, but when you really focus on the muscle-mind connection, you'll feel the difference. I keep my feet flexed and I try not to let my hips lift off the pad so I stay in control of the weight the whole time. Like I said, hamstring curls have always been tough for me, but they have made such a difference in strengthening the back of my legs and giving my legs that balanced, sculpted look. After that, I moved on to the hip thrust, another killer glute and hamstring exercise. I made sure to push through my heels with every rep, really focusing on getting that full range of motion and burn in my glutes. I did 4 sets of 12, adding weight each time to keep it challenging. I use a bench and place a barbell across my hips. I definitely use plates underneath the plates that's on the barbell to help me elevate. Unfortunately, at my gym, we don't have an actual hip thrust machine. I start by sitting on the floor with my upper back resting against the edge of the bench. Then I roll the barbell over my hips. I plant my feet firmly on the ground about shoulder width apart, making sure my knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. As I lift, I drive through my heels, pushing my hips up toward the ceiling. It's super important to really squeeze your glutes at the top and not just rush through the movement. And to finish off this awesome workout, I hopped on the Stairmaster for 3 minutes straight to get that heart rate up and wrap everything up nicely. I was feeling so good by the end, and this workout definitely hit all the right spots. This is just me posing, showing off my pump. It was such a good workout. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know if you actually try this workout. Love you guys. Mwah.